In this video, we will learn how to compare the contents of two Word documents in Python using the Cloudmersive Convert API. With only a few lines of code, we'll generate a new docx file, like this one here, that clearly indicates which content from the second input file in our request is not included in the first. This API takes advantage of the comparison feature that Microsoft Word offers, which we can find if we browse features normally within the Word application. Please note that at minimum, we'll need a free Cloudmersive API key to use this API, and we can generate one by creating a free account on the Cloudmersive website. As usual, we'll be performing our demo today in Google Colab, which is just a hosted Jupyter Notebooks environment. It's perfect for quickly writing and testing Python code. As for the Python code we need, we'll find that on the Cloudmersive API console. To get there, we'll start on the API console navigation page in our Cloudmersive management portal, and we'll click on the Convert API link. This will take us to the Convert API console page, and we'll find the compare document path we're looking for right at the top. We'll be demonstrating this first option called Compare to Word DOCX today, but it's worth noting we can also take advantage of a second API here for comparing legacy Word documents. The legacy files are binary containers as opposed to OpenOffice XML, so that can be useful as well if we're dealing with a lot of old files. On the Compare to Word DOCX path, we'll find brief documentation describing the API, and we'll also find the option to test it using the Try It Out button if we want. We'll see all kinds of optional parameters here in the test version which are only usable in production for enterprise customers, so we'll ignore these for now. Down at the bottom, we'll click on the Python tab to bring up the Python code examples we need to get started. In here, we'll find ready-to-run structured code snippets which we'll use to quickly and easily structure our API request. We'll find the pip command we need to install resources for these Convert API client imports by clicking on the Install Python SDK dropdown. To get started, we'll copy this command to our clipboard, head over to our environment, and run it in there. While that's running, we'll head back to the API console page, copy the rest of our code, and paste that in our file, or code block if we're using Colab. We'll only be making 3 changes to this code. First, we'll configure our API key. Second, we'll set the input file variables to the files we're comparing. And third, we'll implement some code to write the API response to a new docx file on our local path. To set our API key, we'll simply replace the placeholder string in our configuration snippet with our own API key string. We can find our API key on the API keys page in our Cloudmersive management portal. I've already saved my API key in Colab's secret tab, so I'm using the import and method that Colab provides to implement my key without exposing it directly in my code. Next, to set up our file inputs, we'll load a few test files on the local path. In my example, I'll be using 2 versions of a generic contract that uses some lorem ipsum text. As a reminder, our comparison is going to show us what has changed from the first document to the second. So the order we set our variables in dictates how the output is structured. I've named my files lorem contract 1 and 2 to show this relationship as clearly as possible. Now, all that's left is to write the comparison result to a new docx file. In the try except block, we'll remove the print line, which is just going to display file bytes in our terminal, and we'll then create a string variable with a new file name. Below that, we'll use a with open statement to write the API response directly to our new file. This will build our comparison document on the local path. Now we'll run our code and wait for our new document to appear. Once it does, we'll open it up and take a look at its contents. As we can see here, All the changes from contract 1 to contract 2 are underlined in red, and the sections where changes occurred are highlighted in the left tab of our document. This is exactly what we would find if we made a manual comparison using Word's built-in feature, only now we can automate that process using only a few lines of Python code. And that's all there is to it. If you have any questions for us after following along with this video, please do not hesitate to contact a member of our team.